Hello everyone, Eric Bird here, and today is day 9 of social distancing. Hope all of you had an amazing day so far today. Today's topic is it's not selfish. It's not selfish to make sure that you're looking after yourself and your mindset each day. We've all heard on the airplanes, people use this as an example very often. When the oxygen mask drops, you use it first to make sure that you're squared away and you're good so you can help anybody else. Every day, each of you should be thinking of that oxygen mask and taking care of yourself. What do you need to make sure that you feel good, to make sure that you are good company to those around you? There's a couple of reasons why I'm bringing this topic up today. I had a great start to the day. My morning went really well. The quarantine cafe was open again. I had 5 great FaceTime calls. I drank too much coffee once again, but just had amazing conversations. And this go around, I spoke to a lot of people that are married and they have children, ages anywhere from 2 to 18. And just hearing how they're spending their time and the projects that they have, and just to making sure that they have balance as well. These 3 couples that I talked to sounded great. One thing that they're doing is they're making sure that they carve out a little bit of alone time for themselves as well. And it may be, hey, you know what? I need a little bit of time right now. I'm gonna go for a walk, I'm gonna go for a run, or I'm just gonna go hop in the car. I gotta go for a drive. Whatever it might be, to make sure that they have that balance, they have their own time so they can stay sane, and then they take their turns, right? And then their other significant other, then it's their turn to take care of the children, and they do a little bit of switch so you can have that time. Right, so as I've been mentioning over the last week, we're all in a slightly different situation, right? We're all dealing with different emotions and different environments. And for me today actually was my most challenging day that I've had just emotionally, because after the morning was great, then when I went for my run, I just started feeling a little bit of a funk. I started feeling anxious. I started thinking about all the projects that I wanted to get done. I started to feel like I was falling behind on the projects, on my to-do list, and it started making me a little bit anxious. And I said, you know what, Eric, you just gotta slow down, you gotta downshift. What do you need right now? So I came back, I watched an episode of Outlander, which is awesome. A few of you recommended that to me, so I think that's definitely one that I'm going to be addicted to. So I watched that, tidied up, still felt a little funky. So I said, you know what, I need to go for another run. I need to go release some serotonin. So I went for a run, and it was not easy. My body kept wanting to stop, my mind kept wanting to stop, but I fought it, I pushed myself, I made sure I got my heart rate up, I made sure that I started sweating. I pounded up and down stairs, the convention center stairs. And then when I was running back, I actually saw my friend Scotty going to do some work on his boat. So we stayed 10 feet apart, but it was nice to see him and his wife Angie and just their smiling faces out by the beautiful Embarcadero in San Diego. And then I ran back, did some more stairs, came back here. I took a long salt bath because again, a lot of us aren't as mobile as we normally are. Salt baths are great for you to do that, to decompress. And then I felt great. So it was something that I needed to do to make sure that I felt great, because I didn't want to do any video for any of you until I got to the place that I needed to be in. But it took me a good chunk of the day to start feeling right again. And that's just me, right? Part of me, I was wondering, I go, is this because I'm not getting my 100 hugs a day and I'm starting to feel that lack? And I need some serotonin? Perhaps, and maybe that's how I'm going to cope of the lack of human touch. That's my love language. For those that have read the Love Language book, physical touch is very important for me. And again, used to getting many hugs and not having that right now, I feel like it is impacting me. So now maybe when I start to feel like that, I just need to go for a run, I break a sweat, and that's how I'm going to cope. Now, some of you may be in a house with 4, 5, 6 people, and you start to get a little bit anxious just because you feel like you don't have any alone time. All right, so I want you to be aware of how you feel and how you're carving out some of that alone time and developing a healthy conversation with your significant other. Because we don't want people to go, well, why do you need time away from me? And that may be a reflex for some people, but it just needs to be healthy communication, right? Right now is a time where we need to communicate healthy and clear and explicit and say, hey, I think it's important for us to make sure we carve out a little bit of time for ourselves each day so I can be the best version of me for you and you for me. Can we agree on that? Right? And just dedicating that time to make sure you're doing what you need to do to feel like you're the best version of yourself. All right? So there is absolutely nothing selfish with you taking care of yourself and making sure you're dialed in, quite frankly, it's selfless because you're taking the time to make sure you're a great version of yourself for the people that you love and the people that you currently are surrounded with. All right, so take care of yourself first, and then you can take care of everybody that you may be spending some of this time with. All right, so that is all for day 9. I'm going to draw a quick card here, and then we are going to wrap it up for today. How often do you let the little stuff get in the way of the big stuff? Oof, we can talk about that one for a long time, but the short answer is, I'm a human and sometimes the little things can irritate and aggravate me, but I do my best to quickly change my altitude. I say, time to go to 30,000 feet or 100,000 feet and change that perspective. Just like we talked about last week, pursue perspective. So if I find little things that might not matter that much starting to bother me, I look at the big picture so I can recalibrate and just be focused on what matters most. All right, so how often do you let the little stuff get in the way of the big stuff? And what are you doing to take care of yourself to make sure that you're a great version of yourself and your head is right each day so you're there for the people that you love? So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for day 10. Take care, all.